So it's finally here and it's absolutely amazing. I got to try this knife at Blade Show, Atlanta, and I had said at the time during that it was one of, if not the best knife at the show. Now there were two knives actually, two knives. The other one's coming soon, but one of them dropped today and you can get it right now. And that is the WE Knives NEXUSIA. My goodness, is this thing so damn good. Oh my goodness, this thing is good. This is a knife that I can easily recommend. It is so damn good. And not just the action, fit, finish, tolerances, all that good stuff, but this thing is gorgeous, at least in my opinion. You know, to each their own on looks, but damn it, to me, this is a sexy knife. That deep hollow ground blade with the dual grind with the fuller. And let me tell you, the blade is thin. That's one thing you notice right away getting this thing in hand. The handle is thin, the blade is thin. It's a full-size knife, very comfortable ergo, so it's not like so thin that it's uncomfortable. No, it's very comfortable, but it's a slim profile. So this thing cuts like a champ. I had to start using it right away. I've already been carrying it for days. It's an absolute work of art. Then you have this beautiful low-tipped drop point blade, which you guys know I love, which makes it really good for utility cuts. They added a little bit of strength out there at the tip, which I appreciate. So it's not a fragile tip. While it's pokey and thin, it's not fragile. Beautiful plunge grind and choil, and you got the full finger choil for choking up. It comes in many different versions, by the way. I think there's 4 or 5 different options, so there's gonna be different flavors, and we'll talk more about that here in a minute. The one I have is the Tiger Flamed, or flame titanium one, but you can see it's got these holes. These holes that are polished around the edges. They're speed holes. So it goes about 150 miles an hour faster than it would without them. So that's awesome. Titanium milled pocket clip and back spacer. And now when you talk about the action, this thing, it has a sound to it that I know is not going to come over the mic perfectly, but it's almost like 2 glass marbles clacking together, and it has a perfect breaking detent. So very comfortable flipper tab, well gemmed, and when you fire it off, the thing comes out with authority. Snaps out there. Now it's not a super strong detent, and I'm actually really glad for that. It's a perfect detent. Super well tuned. You would never pull this down and be like, oh, this is too strong. And you would never say this is too light. It's literally right there in a happy medium. Now, because of it having this perfect detent, it makes it to where you can actually reverse flick off the fuller. Now, when I was at the Blade Show, I did handle one that had a polished blade that was a little bit too smooth, right? This one's a satin finish, and it's not so bad. I can reverse flick it pretty easily. But it's also not a grippy fuller. So let me be clear about that. You got to be good at reverse flicking to some extent, at least decently. I imagine depending on the finish you get will depend on how easy it is. The polished one's obviously going to be a little bit more difficult than, say, something that's coated or has a deep satin finish or something like that. But it still works, and it works great. So with the detent, the way it is, it makes it to where you can use the reverse flick as well, which I so appreciate. I would have been so upset if the detent was too strong to not use that. But like I said though, it feels like it's actually too strong. When you actually fire it off, you would think it's too strong to use that fuller, but it's not. It's just, like I said, it's just tuned so perfectly. The lockup is rock solid. This thing is absolutely vault-like. There's no flex, no up and down, no detent lash, just done perfectly. And the drop on it is so smooth. It's so glassy smooth, closes right up. I know I've said this a couple times, and I don't want to sit there and keep saying the same things over and over, but there are just some knives that they put a little bit of extra into. They love on just a little bit more than others, and they're very smart with the way they've dropped their knives this year. Very, very smart. They know what they're doing, and this is arguably, I'm going to say it, it's the best knife they've come out with this year. And I absolutely love, so let me be clear, I love the Ziphius and the Exiton, I think it's what it's called. Is that what it's called? Yeah. I love those. I absolutely love those. This is just, it feels like it's on another level. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, those are amazing, amazing, amazing knives, and I still wouldn't give them up, right? But something about this one, and maybe I'm in a honeymoon phase still, maybe, but there's milling all the way throughout the inside, plus the speed holes brings down the weight. It's nice. To me, it's light. It's a lightweight knife, but it's a full-size titanium knife, so it's obviously not going to be, you know, as light as FRN. But to me, you know, for the size and everything, it's a fairly light knife. The next knife that they're coming out with, though, is going to be competition for it. Let me just say that. And I know that because I tried it at Blade Show. And if you watch my Blade Show video, you will see what I said about it. And yeah, this thing is so damn good. And I know I keep saying that. I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but this is one that you're going to want to get. Let's just say that. You're going to want to get this one. This one's one that I can say confidently, you will be happy with your purchase. You will be happy. And you know, there's times where it's like, man, 300, and you start thinking about the price, right? The money. You're like, I better be happy for $350. But there's sometimes, you know, you're a little bit let down. You know, like you get it, you're like, yeah, it's good, but, and you know it's good, you know it is, but you're like, you just kind of question, like, you know, the 50 extra bucks or something like that. With this one, you don't have that, at least in my opinion. In my opinion, to me, this is one, like when I'm showing off my knife collection, this is something I'm happy to show off, first of all. This is something that I feel like if I wanted to carry a good knife to show off to, and I already have, by the way, let me be clear, I already did this. That's why I'm saying it, because I did already do this. I was going to a family thing, and I knew I was going to be seeing a lot of people. A few people probably going to ask me about a knife, so I actually carried this one. So, because, you know, it's a knife that you feel good showing off. You know, people are impressed when they snap it out. They can easily deploy it, you know, and they actually can feel the premium quality in it, and they don't like give you a dumb look when you tell them the price, because that happens a lot. I'm not saying you're not going to get that, because some people are just going to do that no matter what, you know, they're holding. But anyways, guys, check it out. Links are down in the description. I'm damn sure impressed. And like I said, I can't wait for their next design, because it is going to be a war. Work hard, stay tough. You know society's relying on you. Until next time, peace!